What's up guys? In today's video I'm going to teach you and I'm going to show you how to handle checkboxes in React. Indeed is how to handle inputs in React, but we are going to create a custom hook to handle this. So for example, we can see that now we have here 4 checkboxes, but what if we want to know which one is checked and which one is not? So here we have this use check that I'm going to explain to you. So you can see that now the values, depending on whether this is checked or not, we have it here. For example, year is not checked, so we have it as false. And this one is checked and we have it as true. And if we change it, we have here this as false. That's it. So now let me show you here my GitHub, because here you have the code. You can come here to React tutorials and you will find a folder called use checked. So if you come here, you will have all the code that I'm going to develop right now. So how do we start? First of all, we have to open a terminal and we have to put the following command. We are going to put npx create react app, and with this we are going to create an app. But now we are going to give it a name, and for example, use checked. This is going to take a little bit of time, so what we can do while that is to open the Visual Studio Code, and well, the folder is already created, so what we can do is to come here, open folder, and you come and you look for use checked. So you open the folder, okay, and now you just simply wait until this is finished. Okay, perfect. So now that this is finished, we have to come to the Visual Studio Code and we have to do several things. The first one is that we don't need most of these things, so you can basically remove everything, but don't remove the index.js. So here you don't select this one and you delete all that. So we delete everything, and here inside this index we are going to also delete some other things. First of all, delete this, delete this, delete this, and now we are going to delete this, this, and this. Okay. And indeed, yeah, you can delete also this. Perfect. So what do we have to do? First of all, we have to create a component that is going to have all those checkboxes. So here we are going to call this checkbox grid, for example. Okay, so now is the time to create this. And how do we create it? We come here, we put the name, and now we are going to put refc, and now we have this component already created. Perfect. So what is the next thing that we have to do? We have to basically put the checkboxes. And indeed, we are going to use another component. So we are going to do this checkbox. And yeah, we are going to do this. Now, what is the next thing that we have to do? Of course, we have to create this component. So here we put, okay, again, refc, and we have now this component. But yeah, now is the time to create some things. Okay, first of all, let me refactor this. Okay, perfect. This is not going to be a div, this is going to be a fragment. And here in the fragment, we are going to put several things. First of all, we are going to put an input, and this input is going to have a name. And we need to send this name. So yeah, we need that parameter, and yeah, we're going to put here name. We are going to set here the type, and the type is going to be checkbox. Let's put here checkbox. Perfect. And now we need to set one important thing. Do you remember that you saw that the value was checked or not? That is a Boolean variable, and indeed we need to put here checked equal to that value, to that variable. So here we are going to put checked. We need to send this variable as well. And now we need a function to change that value. So on change, we are going to receive a set checked value. So we need to receive all this. So let's put these parameters, name, checked, and set checked. Perfect. And now, well, let me close this input tag. So we are going to close this input tag. We are also going to receive a label. We are going to put a label, and this label is just going to have the name. Perfect. So now what is the next thing that we have to do? We need to send all these values through here. So first of all, we can start by the name, and the name is just a simple string. So for example, we can put here hour, we can put here week, we can put here month, and we can put here year. Perfect. But remember that we need to send something else. So we need to send the checked, but we still don't have this. We are going to create it later. And we also need to send the set checked, which is a function. So how do we create all this stuff? Well, we are going to create a custom hook for this. So how do we create a custom hook? It is as simple, let's create a folder. You don't need to create a folder, but it's better. We are going to call it hooks, and inside this folder we are going to create the hook. Use checked.js. Perfect. So now we have to export the hook, so we are going to put export, and it's basically creating a function. And it is going to be called Js Checked. And this function is just going to receive an initial state. So here, initial state, and now we have to put the code. This is very simple. We are going to use a use state, but since the function needs to handle these HTML events, it is a little different. So first of all, we are going to declare that use state. So let's put here use state snippet. Perfect. This is going to be checked. And here we are going to receive the initial state. Perfect. And we need to import use state. Perfect again. And now is what I said. So whenever, well, we are going to create a function called handle click. Well, let's put here checkbox click. And whenever you click on the checkbox, you receive an event from the HTML. But from this event, we just want the target. So we unpack the target. And now what we have to say is, okay, let's use the set checked, but okay, leave everything as it was before, but just change the target. So from the target, we are going to take the name. That's why it's very important to have here the name. And now we are going to say, okay, give me the value from this. We are going to say, okay, checked, give me the value from this, from the target dot name, and we are going to set the value as the opposite. We put this as here. Perfect. So now it is as simple as returning the checked, which is the dictionary with all the values, and this function, the handle checkbox click. So we return this. Perfect. So what we have to do now is to here, first of all, create that initial state. Okay, so now we need to set this initial state, and we are going to take, okay, we are going to take this, because these are going to be the keys, and let's put this like this, and the value at the beginning can be false. That's it. Okay, I forgot here, false. Perfect. And now it is as simple as, okay, let's take all this, and here we are going to say, okay, from checked, give me the value that we need. But now, okay, this I forgot. First of all, I need to use the hook, the custom hook. So here, if you remember, we received the checked, and we received this handle click checkbox. And here I forgot that this is as a list. Perfect. So here, this is the handle checkbox click, and we are going to use the use checked. Perfect. We send the initial state, and now here we have the checked value, but indeed we also have the handle click checkbox, well, the checkbox click. So here we are going to send that, and that's it. I think that we have basically finished. So now what we can do is to open the terminal. First of all, check that we have everything. Let's import this. Perfect. And now we just simply put npm start. And this should open a browser with information. For example, the web page of the errors that we have. So now let's see. Do we have errors? Do we? Let's see. So now this is loading. And okay, we have errors. And is that we forgot to import the checkbox. So here we are just going to simply do this. Perfect. And I forgot also, let's put here print a console log of checked so we can see if it is doing what we want. So okay, now we have the page, and if we open all these, okay, let's reload, okay, we see that everything is set as false as we wanted, but what if we click here on year? You can see that now this is true. And what if we click here on hour? We can see that now this is also true. And finally, week. Perfect. What if we don't click it, like we unclick it, uncheck it? Yeah, it is working fine. So yeah, guys, this is a very simple problem, but for me it was like, well, not hard, but it was like, hey, how do I do this? So now you have this. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and now you know how to handle checkboxes, how to handle these events in React. And if so, give it a like, share, subscribe, and see you in the next one.